Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and it's been a while since I last uploaded a video, so I wanted to do a quick update video to kind of catch you guys up to speed on where I've been, what's going on, and this is not going to be really a makeup related video. It's just kind of going to be like a life/channel update, but I did already film a couple weeks ago my current everyday makeup routine, so I actually have that filmed and edited, and that will go up on Monday, so hopefully you're watching this on Thursday, and then that everyday makeup routine will be my next video. But I just wanted to kind of talk to you guys about what I've been doing, my favorite content I've been consuming, just some like general updates. So first things first, we can't really move forward without addressing the Black Lives Matter movement. That was like a huge thing, and I decided to kind of take a break from my channel during that time because people were, a lot of content creators were taking breaks to allow other resources to move to the tops of people's timelines. So I did the same thing. I was actually already kind of taking a break from my channel, I believe a week before that, unintentionally. It's just been really difficult in quarantine to work from home and get videos up and kind of scramble and balance everything. So I went ahead and took a break, and I just wanted to quickly mention a few pieces of content that I really found impactful during this time. So first off, I watched 13th on Netflix, which was a great documentary. I also just watched Just Mercy, which 10 out of 10 highly recommend. It's a true story, but it's just a phenomenal movie, and it will make you cry for sure. It's a heart-wrenching story, and that is free on Amazon Prime, I believe, for the month of June, and on other streaming services. So if you haven't watched those two movies, then I would definitely recommend those two. Also, my favorite follow related to all of this is Dom Roberts on Instagram. I'll put the spelling of that down in the description box because Roberts is spelled like with an X in her username. But if you've seen a lot of the kind of eye-catching graphics on Instagram, a lot of them come from her account. So she's been a great resource as well. And for a podcast, I did listen to 1619, which I also really enjoyed. So those are just a few pieces of content that I felt were really impactful to me personally during this time. I'm not like a wealth of knowledge on this stuff. I definitely have more to learn, so I'm not going to kind of talk at length about this just because I think there's so many other better resources for you. So hopefully those few things I mentioned will point you in the right direction. Moving on to some more general life updates. As I've mentioned a million times on my channel, can't stop talking about it, I'm supposed to be getting married this year in October. We did have a destination wedding planned, and now obviously because of travel restrictions and just all the kind of regulations in place right now, that's not going to be able to happen. So we're currently in the middle of scrambling to plan a wedding 2.0 and still get married this October. So that's been taking a lot of kind of time and attention for me, but we're really excited and hopeful that this new plan is going to happen. So I don't want to like say anything set in stone, but just behind the scenes I've been working on that a lot. And just as a fun mention, I bought this like a while back, like when I got engaged back in September, and I probably bought this at the end of last year sometime. This is the Tom Ford Eye Color Quad in the shade Honeymoon, and I just remember years ago like seeing people use this quad and like get ready for their wedding and their honeymoon, and the colors are just so gorgeous. Anyway, I bought this like I said last year, and I had been saving it for kind of my wedding season, and when we planned this destination wedding I got really excited, and I was like, oh, closer to the date I'll start using this, and then plans kind of changed obviously, and that got canceled. So I was still saving this, and finally once we started planning wedding 2.0, I was like, you know what, it's time. I really want to be able to savor this palette and enjoy it. It was super expensive, and it was one of those things that I just had in my mind for a long time that I wanted to do around my wedding, just like one of those small silly things. So I have this eyeshadow on my eyes today. I'm just really excited about it. And then I wanted to mention a few other pieces of content that I've been loving. One I forgot to mention earlier was the Becoming Michelle Obama Netflix special that goes along with her book called Becoming, which I haven't read yet, but I've downloaded it on my Kindle and it's on my list. So that was another amazing movie that I should have mentioned earlier, and I was literally tearing up within like 30 seconds of it starting. I don't even really know why. It was just really touching. So that's another great thing that I recommend. And then on a lighter note, for comedies, I watched all of Space Force, which was hilarious. I love Steve Carell, and that was just like a really fun, lighthearted comedy. My fiance and I watched that together, and we just needed something light, and it really just fit the bill. If you don't like stupid humor, then it won't be your vibe, but if you're just looking for something lighthearted, then we really enjoyed that. Another thing that I loved was Unorthodox on Netflix, and it is a great, based on a true story of a Orthodox Jewish woman in, is it Brooklyn, I think, in New York, or Queens, I can't remember, in New York somewhere, one of the boroughs, and she kind of escapes or runs away from her Orthodox community, and it's her story of just kind of like becoming, you know, finding herself and like making a life for herself, and it was just so inspiring. That's another great watch that I highly recommend. Another show that I've binged watched, I watched earlier this month, maybe like a month or a month and a half ago I started it, is Rich Kids of Beverly Hills, and this was the reality show that totally had a cult following. But what happened was, I think I've mentioned on the channel before, I've recently become obsessed with Morgan Stewart from Rich Kids of Beverly Hills. She hosts a bunch of shows on E! I just like love her. I don't know what it is about her, I just love her, and I think she's hilarious. I think she's a great host on all of those kind of like like daily pop, nightly pop shows, and my new makeup routine that's going up on Monday, all those products are inspired by her. I found on her Instagram the products that she listed that she really likes, and I bought all of them, and I like love all of them. So anyway, I'm just like completely obsessed with her. So I've been watching her on Daily Pop, on Nightly Pop, and then I was like, you know what? I need to go back and watch Rich Kids of Beverly Hills because I'm a reality TV junkie. It's gonna be right up my alley, I know it. And I binged all 4 seasons. I loved it. I wish that show was still on the air. It was just such a pure time in reality TV, like 5 years ago when it was still like fun to do reality TV. Now I just feel like it's a little contentious, but that was just a fun, like lighthearted watch, and I've just been loving Morgan Stewart. And I also purchased a bunch of stuff from her Morgan Stewart Sport line. I love the hoodie. Also in that video going up on Monday, I think I'm wearing the Morgan Stewart Sport t-shirt. So I've been loving all of that stuff. That's just my current obsession of the moment. And then a quick beauty update. I think obviously you can tell I finally got my hair highlighted and cut. It was literally just like dead. My hair was probably like this long, but it was just like dead scraggles on the end. So my sister is my hairdresser, so she was able to chop it and color it, and it's just looking so much better. I went for more of like a beachy, more natural blonde. I'm usually a little bit more of like a silvery platinum, and I think I'm gonna go back to kind of that more platinum color for my wedding and put in my long extensions that you guys have seen I've had in before. But for now I really love this, and I actually have some extensions that will match this color that I'm hoping to put back in that are a little shorter than my extra long ones that I'll wear for my wedding. But I just feel so much better with this hair. I was just looking so, it was looking so gross before, and I was going, I was working, and it just like was not looking professional, not looking good. So I'm really happy about that. And then nails, like I just want to show you guys how crazy these are. Hopefully they'll go in focus. So if you remember at the beginning of quarantine, I had navy blue acrylic powder. I always have acrylic powder on my nails, and I always get like a nude or a light pink, and for some reason I was just like, I want to do something different this time, and I'm gonna get navy blue. And then we became in quarantine, so I couldn't get them done again. So I've just had this dark navy blue that's been growing out, and finally my friend lent me one of those nail drills to help drill it off. And I tried that, and not all of it came off, so I just couldn't do anything other than paint over the remaining fingers with a navy blue polish. So that's what I did, and because the tips still had that acrylic underneath, they're kind of like thicker than the rest of my nail and sticking out weird, so I put the glitter on top to kind of distract from the fact that my nails are like really thick on the top and just bulky and weird. So this is just as good as it's gonna get. I just can't wait until I can get the rest of this acrylic off. I really don't want the acrylic off. I want acrylic back on because I just love having like strong kind of claws. But we're just in a rough place. And then these 2 acrylics had fallen off completely, and my friend, the same one that lent me the drill, she does those Color Street nails. So these 2 here have like the Color Street stickers on. That's one of those like MLMs, I believe, so not really my vibe, but these have like lasted really well, and it was so easy to apply. So I wish I could have gotten all of my acrylic off, and I would have put those stickers on all of them so they matched, but here we are. This is what we're rocking with. Finally, I wanted to talk about some books that I've read lately. I've also recently like gone down a Princess Diana, Meghan Markle, Princess Kate rabbit hole. I just love the British royal family. I always have. I remember I woke up, you know, in the middle of the night to watch William and Kate's wedding when that happened, and I just like love the whole vibe. So I've been really obsessed with those. So I went down kind of that rabbit hole, and then I've just really been on like a royal kick. So recently I've read like three different, or I guess two. Only two different kind of royal themed like rom-com books. So I read The Royal Bodyguard and The Royal Runaway by Lindsay Emery, and it's just like a fun escape. Again, I just needed something lighthearted. Those were great. I also read Normal People by Sally Rooney, which was fantastic, loved it, but that one is just one of those ones that's like kind of depresses you and really sticks with you, so that's why right after that I read those royal books, because I needed something lighthearted. Also, as part of the Redheads book club, which is a podcast, if you guys don't know about it, I read Codename Helene, which was a great book. I loved it. I love historical fiction. This was a World War II time period historical fiction, and I read the whole book, and then I got to the end to the author's note, and I had no idea that it was based on a real person. The whole time I was thinking, wow, this is so crazy. Like, this would never be true. And it totally is true and based on a real woman's life. So it was amazing. Highly recommend that. And my final obsession recently has been chocolate chip cookies. I just want to throw this in there because I've tried probably like 5 different chocolate chip cookie recipes. If you follow me on Instagram, I usually post them on my stories. I did list, I think in my last favorites video, my favorite recipe, which is something called like the bakery style chocolate chip cookies. And that is still my favorite, but I have tried some other new ones. And that is just my obsession. Like, I'm coming to realize that I love a good chocolate chip cookie and I crave it constantly. And that just might be my favorite dessert. It's just so pure. So that's kind of where we are over here, guys. Sorry this was a really long, rambly video. If you made it to the end, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you. Again, my everyday makeup tutorial will be going up next, so we're going to kind of resume normal beauty content. If there's anything specific that you guys would like to see, please let me know. I know I have in the queue to do a best bronzers for fair skin video. I do have my top 5 that I'm really excited to share with you guys, so that is in the works. But if there's anything else that you guys are really wanting to see, please let me know in the comments down below. I was also wondering if you guys want to see a little bit more vlog content. That might be easier for me to fit in with my whole working from home vibe. So let me know what you think, and thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.